A little relief from the heat today. Those feels-like temperatures are going to ramp up as we head into your weekend. We're on your side with what you can expect and if we can see some relief next week.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Well, Lauren and Tania joining us now for First Alert Weather Extra and a nice break in the humidity today.
I hesitate to say it feels great outside because I wouldn't quite say that just yet.
No, still hot.
Yeah, it's still hot, but it's
July.
not as hot. It's not as humid. So we'll take these little breaks when we can get them.
Yeah, a little bit of a break today. We will have the hot weather, the steaminess coming back this weekend and next week. That's one of the next big things that we're going to be talking about. But let's get right into those weather headlines. And we're going to be talking also about the weather calendar as well coming up here. You can see the chance for storms will be coming back into next week. But 85 degrees right now in Nectar, and we're looking at beautiful sunshine out there. Just some fair weather clouds. If you have plans for this evening, will stay dry. Not a drop of rain on radar, and it's going to stay that way, it looks like, through at least Sunday for most areas. So a dry setup here coming up. It's going to feel less humid again through tomorrow. Not as sticky, but once we go into the weekend, you'll start to notice that heat really cranking up out there. We'll see upper 90s in some spots, I think, by Sunday and into Monday of next week. So hot weather, dangerous heat, certainly a factor into next week, but more storms are in that long-range forecast. Right now, it looks like by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and next week, we'll see those afternoon thunderstorm chances really starting to increase as we move ahead. This evening, if you have plans, again, temperature-wise, you can see by 8 o'clock down to 81 degrees, but a lot of us by 8 o'clock will be tumbling into the 70s since it's more of a dry feel that we have out there for this evening. So it is going to feel nice out there for later on tonight. And overnight lows tomorrow morning, we'll start out with some 60s across parts of our area. But the sky clearing out and all that deep tropical moisture pushed to the south, but there are still ingredients in play for scattered storms along coastal areas. So we are seeing those rain chances sticking around through the rest of the week if you are heading down to the Gulf Coast. But looking further north with what's left of Beryl, this has been one of the big stories across the country today. This is the remnants of that system, and look at all the severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. There was a rare enhanced risk for severe weather across the state of New York as that system has been tracking to the northeast. But right now, places like Binghamton being impacted, Syracuse, there have been all kinds of video and reports there of tornadoes impacting that region. But as we flip over to radar mode, you can see a better view of some of those storms that are rotating. So there's a lot of ground truth to what we've been seeing out of this active weather. Over 35 tornado warnings have been issued for that region there for areas to the north across New England, places like Buffalo also impacted earlier today as well. But this is something you just don't see every day, and meteorologist Lauren Linehan explains.
Yeah, Wes, check out this video. This is actually in from one of Tania's friends up in New York. You can see that in this actual video that we have here, there wasn't an actual storm that came through at that time. There was no tornado on the ground, but just showing the storms had actually passed through, and you've got the remnant gloominess in the air. But you can see on First Alert AccuTrack, we do have multiple warnings still in place this evening. But what we want to talk about is the tornado climatology here in central Alabama compared to what you see in New York. So we're no stranger to tornadoes here in Alabama. What I'm showing you here is data, the 25-year average of how many tornadoes you get on average each month. This is looking to 1997 to 2002, or 2022 rather. And so this is showing that March, April, May, that's when we get our peak tornado season here in central Alabama. Of course, definitely skewed higher in April due to the 2011 outbreak. But let's compare it with New York State, a very different story. Look what they get on average within this 25-year period. 1 to 2 tornadoes at best during their severe weather season. Our main severe weather season, the spring severe weather season, is March to May. But when you look at New York, their severe weather season actually runs from May to September, and you're talking maybe 1 to 2 on average over a 25-year period. So this is not something that happens every day in New York. And just looking at the grand scheme of things across the U.S., this map is from the Storm Prediction Center and shows the average annual number of tornadoes per state. This is from 1993 to 2022. And it shows Alabama on average during a year gets 53 tornadoes. But when you look at New York State, only 9 tornadoes. So that's just a testament to how unusual this tornado outbreak is. Now we know on the right quadrant, that right front quadrant of tropical systems, you can get tornadoes to develop. But this is just showing that for us, tornadoes are more of a common thing. But up in New York, this is more rare. And what is especially rare about Beryl is it has already broken records. Hurricane Ivan, back in the early 2000s, is a storm that produced the highest number of tornado warnings with a single storm. Now we have Beryl that is in second place right behind Ivan, and Beryl actually broke the record number of tornado warnings issued in a single day in July. So Beryl has been record breaking and certainly a record breaking event for New York State, Tania. And we'll be
Thanks, Lauren. Well, listen, guys, we're going to have more right for you right here on Weather Extra. There were 113 tornado warnings on Monday across Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. The previous recording being held by Hurricane Cindy, and in 2005, where there were 67 tornado warnings. But don't go anywhere. Right after this 30-second break, we'll have a check on your radar. Plus, we'll be showing you what that evening hourly forecast looks like for those of you who have some plans. We're also going to have some exciting details on a program that'll help you and your children get involved in the community. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Here's a quick look at those feel-like temperatures. A quick check-in on your radar. There's no rain to be tracking right now. We're watching dry conditions. You can expect a very warm evening all across central Alabama. Current feel-like temperature is still hanging on in the upper 80s, low 90s. So it's still pretty hot, just not as humid, not as sticky. Those feel-like temperatures right around where that actual air temperature is. But if you have plans this evening, here's a look at that evening hourly forecast. Temps closer to the lower 80s by 7 p.m. Upper 70s around 9 o'clock, holding on to mostly clear, if not partly cloudy skies tonight. A beautiful evening to take an evening stroll, just step outside, enjoy a little bit of that less humid air that's out and about. But we'll have more forecast updates and a full look at that 7-day forecast, so stay with us. That's in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Tania. Well, even with only 3 named storms thus far this hurricane season, it has already been very active. Still seeing some impacts from Beryl as we speak. And goodness knows we're no stranger to natural disasters here in central Alabama. I had the opportunity to speak to Gadsden Etowah County EMA Director Derek Mummert about a new program tailored to help people out in the community in times of disaster. Derek, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about an exciting program you all are offering with your organization.
Thank you guys for having me. We're really looking forward to this and looking to get the word out and get as many participants as we can.
And so this program is called CERT. Can you tell us what exactly CERT stands for and who exactly it's targeted towards?
Sure. So CERT stands for Community Emergency Response Team. They're kind of the first responders before the first responders can actually get there. Because, when incidents happen and, severe weather, especially here in Alabama, happens, our first responders are strung out across, an entire area. So for the first time in a number of years, we're very excited to offer what is called our Teen CERT program. And this is for young adults, 15 to 18 years old. And it's designed to help them with their community, in their school, places like that. But we also have an adult CERT program that we will be offering classes in September here in Gadsden.
So does this take place online or is it in person, and how long does the program run?
So both programs run between 20 and 30 hours. We do these classes in person because there's some hands-on activities. You get some basic first aid, some light search and rescue. They actually get to put out some small fires with fire extinguishers. We take every precaution available. We have subject matter experts with us. We've got trained professionals. We've all been trained in how to do these programs, and and how to run these exercises. We take all of these subjects, and at the end of the classes, we bring them together and we have a final exercise. So the Teen CERT program will have a final exercise, and then when we have our CERT program, they'll have their own final exercise, and it kind of brings everything together in one big scenario where they can go through everything that we've taught them over the 4 to 6 weeks that we have them.
Yeah, it sounds like a great opportunity, and who knows, maybe could open some doors for them in the future with their own careers. So if we do have some teens who are watching and are interested in finding out more, how can they sign up for the program?
So they can reach out to us via Facebook. They search the Gadsden Etowah County EMA, or they can email us at ema@cityofgadsden.com, or they can even call the office at 256-549-4575.
Awesome. Derek, thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to add that people in the community should know about this program?
Come out and try it. I mean, it's a great way to get involved with your community. You can volunteer as much or as little as you want. And it's not always about, oh, we have a disaster, let's go help. We do a lot of community outreach through the EMA, and we always look for volunteers to come out and help, pass out literature, because we want to get people informed about not only disaster safety, but just safety in general, and having those volunteers come out and help and say, hey, I went through this program, maybe it'd be something you would be interested in signing up for.
Great information there. Hope it has a big turnout. Coming up next on First Alert Weather Extra, we talk more about that first alert for some weekend heat, and meteorologist Tania Michelle takes us beyond the 7-day. Maybe we'll get a little heat relief. I don't know, though. We'll be right back.
And welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Live look from Coleman. We're at 84 degrees. Live look from WKUL at this time. As we walk through those temperatures this evening, nice drop off. Places like Coleman and Double Springs Center areas to the north will be in the 60s early tomorrow morning. Let's stop it right here, 6 a.m. Birmingham around 69, Tuscaloosa 70, showing 66 around Anniston for some of those morning temperatures there early in the day. So if you can get an early start tomorrow, it's still nice little break in that extreme heat that we've been dealing with. Enjoy it. Not as soupy out there early in the day. By lunchtime, we'll see readings in the 80s. Another day with a mostly sunny sky. Not expecting rain for the afternoon. And we'll have that north breeze continuing throughout the day tomorrow. So that breeze will certainly help us out. Working outdoors, find a shady spot there around lunchtime to cool off. That nice little breeze is certainly going to help us out. Afternoon temperatures will be in the 90s. A little bit hotter, but we'll see around 92, 93 degrees in a lot of locations. We were talking about Beryl, what's left of that system moving out across New England, and that will exit the country. But we are also now monitoring an area off the East Coast that may try to become better organized. A low chance for development here, but I just want to point out, if you receive the alerts on the First Alert Weather app, this is not expected to play a big role in the weather along the coast, although we are seeing down along the Gulf Coast this weekend scattered storms. So if you're heading down going into Friday, you can see those afternoon highs around 90 degrees, winds west, but a typical beach weather there, 40-50% chance for showers and storms. That very dry air didn't quite make it down to the coast, so we're still going to be dealing with the humid conditions and that weather there through mid-July. As we look at our 7-day forecast, hot weather, upper 90s for the weekend, and Saturday and Sunday, yes, it is going to be hot. Our weekend mainly is going to be dry. Perfect weekend for some time out by the lake, by the pool, cooling off. Certainly want to take it easy out there. Lows in the 70s. Monday, Tuesday, a few afternoon storms, and right now it looks like we will see an increasing chance for afternoon storms by the middle of next week. And hopefully we get some rain. I know it's been extremely dry out there. Meteorologist Matt Daniel joins us now with updates on the drought monitor and how much rain we've seen so far this season.
Well, hopefully over the past several days, you were fortunate enough to get some much needed rainfall. Some of our viewers sent in some pictures of those ominous showers and storms. Victoria sent this photo in from Smith Lake showing that little bit of a shelf cloud approaching the area. When you see that, you got some gusty winds and then normally some heavy rainfall that follows after that. In Sylacauga, Carol Beasley sent this image in. I think this was at the Walmart there. You can see those stormy clouds moving through, and got a little bit of lightning showing up in Raglan. Josh Burnham sent this picture in. Very cool photo. And of course, if you got some photos, feel free to submit them through the WBRC First Alert Weather app. Not everybody saw a lot of rain. I will admit, I live close to Birmingham, and like literally 5 miles to the west, it was just pouring down rain. Didn't get as much rain where I was, so that's what happens in the summertime. Get those tropical downpours. Not everyone gets a lot of rain, but it looks like the areas east of 65 saw most of the rain over the past 7 days, almost 2 to 3 inches in some spots. You start seeing those red colors, that's indicating almost 4 inches of rain, but not as much out towards the west in Marion, Lamar, and Fayette, Pickens, parts of Tuscaloosa County. Didn't see as much. So hit or miss, unfortunately, going into the next several days. Don't see much in the way of rain. So the drought monitor as of last week showing that moderate drought definitely expanding across the area. Just to give you perspective of the past couple of weeks, on June 18th, we were doing pretty well with the rain. Just only 26% of the state under abnormally dry conditions. Then you move into June 25th, 63% of the state under abnormally dry conditions, with 5% of moderate drought developing. And then the latest outlook that I just showed you indicating 31% of the state under moderate drought and 45% under abnormally dry conditions. So we'll see how much that rain is going to help us out. We'll get a new drought monitor coming in tomorrow. But just looking at the average rainfall in July, July is one of our wetter months. So we need some rain, and we're halfway there just about in Birmingham. We've only recorded a little over 1 inch and 3/10 in Tuscaloosa. On average, we'll pick up over 4 inches in July, and Anniston's recorded 2 inches, and normally we'll pick up over 4.5. So where are we with the rainfall for the year? Well, Birmingham, you got a deficit at almost 5 inches. Typically, we'll pick up 32 inches. We've only recorded 27. What about Tuscaloosa? Not too bad, pretty close to average. And then going into Anniston, just slightly above average, a little over 1/2 inch of rain. for now. But of course, with those dry conditions, not looking pretty good. In fact, over the next 7 days, that rain estimate for the area looks pretty low. Those rain chances pretty isolated going into early next week. So we'll continue to monitor it. Until then, you'll have to water your lawn and garden.
That's right. That's what we've been talking about. It's that lack of rainfall, Tania. But we will see as we go into next week and beyond the 7-day forecast, a better chance for thunderstorms.
Yeah, listen, Wes, I know people out there are kind of happy that it's a little less humid right now, but it's not going to last for very long. I hate to say it. As we bring in early next week, moisture back in the atmosphere, more humid-like conditions. Those feel-like temperatures are going to increase, and we'll start to see more numerous scattered showers and storms. And we're looking at a greatest chance for rain, which we kind of need still at this time of the year, Wednesday through next Saturday. And that's why you see those boxes highlighted in red. So if you're looking for another chance for some rain, some showers and storms, more than likely next Wednesday through the weekend next week, we'll see that chance. So I always tell people no complaining when it's raining. We need it. And it's going to help to, of course, make your grass grow, but also those gardens flourish. But don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with a final check of your weather. And Mickey Ferguson's going to bring you that travel forecast to the beach and the mountains for those of you who have travel plans. We'll be right back.
All right, let's get started here with a look at your travel delays going into tomorrow. We have some minor delays in the midsection of the country, but some isolated areas with some moderate delays. You can see in the eastern parts of North Carolina down through parts of eastern Florida and southern Texas, seeing some isolated areas where we have some moderate delays. Now, as we get into Friday, a lot more delays seen across the eastern seaboard as far as travel is concerned with your major airlines. So check your carriers there from South Carolina all the way up into Virginia. Southern Florida dealing with some travel delays as well, some moderate delays, but it starts to taper off a little bit there into parts of Texas with just minor delays there. Check in the Florida Panhandle. As of this morning, we had red flags that were still flying. Now we saw some showers there at the beaches here for today, but things improve for us as we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Moderate to low conditions as far as the waves are concerned. The Gulf water temperature is cranked up to about 88 degrees, so it's nice and toasty. It's like bath water there, but should be a lot more tolerable as far as getting in the water. So, you know, always be careful and swim with the buddy system when you're down there. Now, we do have some rain chances at the beach, overcast skies. Some scattered showers are going to be seen there for Gulf Shores and the Florida Panhandle. But it looks like for the next 7 days or so, we can see your updated forecast. Going into tomorrow, we're going to go with about a 50% chance of rain all the way through most of the weekend, and just kind of holds in with the same basic forecast. But, you know, I always say a wet day at the beach is better than a dry day at home. That's what they say, and I'm going to go along with that. So I'd still go to the beach just based off that forecast, because you probably already made plans at this point. And I certainly wouldn't cancel with just a 50% chance of rain. All right, let's check out the mountains. If the beaches ain't your thing and you want to head to the mountains, we're looking at variably cloudy skies going into tomorrow, but relatively dry in most locations. Going into Saturday, just a few isolated showers here and there going into the Great Smoky Mountains. So for Friday, we're seeing an 80% chance of showers, but it tapers off a little bit going into the weekend to just 20 to 30%. By the time we get into next week, just a 20 to 30% chance of rain there as well. So I wouldn't cancel any plans based on that forecast as well. Just wherever you're going on vacation, just pay attention to your handy-dandy free First Alert weather app. You can find it in the App Store. Look for WBRC weather app or First Alert weather app, WBRC, and you can get forecasts for just wherever you're going and snap some pictures too. We might be able to feature some of those right here on Weather Extra.
You know, it's like having our own in-house travel agent.
It is, I know. I'm like, I may need to talk with Mickey about booking my honeymoon.
There you go.
Hey, Mickey's got it covered, no doubt about it. And we certainly got it covered as far as this evening. Looks like some nice weather, low humidity.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, you know, it could be worse, and guess what? First alert for it getting worse by the weekend.
And early next week. So
Yeah.
we'll have forecast updates for you guys tonight, first at 9 and at 10. Check in for those updates then. Otherwise, have a great evening.